Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. We have a lot of yummy stuff coming in. Let's start with this. Brokerages has set a NIO price target at $7.55, which we all know is ridiculous. You know, the share price of this stock, if it was a Western company, it would be well over $300 a share. But we understand that the share price will eventually reflect what the company is doing. We just have to have patience. And Zeekr follows in NIO piloting use of humanoid robots in their factory. So more companies are starting to realize this is the way of the future to cut costs in a massive way. And China's EV insurance, auto insurance, for the week ending the 4th was yummy yet again. Li Auto had 11,800 insurance, but Li Auto is not a pure EV play and they have been decreasing. For the week of July 29th to August 4th, insurance registrations for NIO vehicles in China were up 5,800, up 7.14% from 5,400 the week before, and the third consecutive week of sequential growth, according to data shared today. Also, we all know that NIO asked Li Auto to stop sharing weekly registrations, but Li Auto still continued to do so. NIO delivered 20,498 vehicles in July, its third consecutive month above the 20,000 mark. And Envoy is not released yet, and this is high-end, decimating the high-end segment in China. Li Auto had 11,800 insurance registration last week, down 7.81% from 12,800 the week before. And Xpeng had 2,200. You heard that right. We out-delivered Xpeng yet again, but the West, the narrative is pushing for you to buy Xpeng. Yes, they say Xpeng has a better business model. What do you think? And they're down 8.33% from 2,400 vehicles the week before. So as we go further down, Tesla had 12,500 insurance registration in China last week, down 7.41% from 13,500 the week before. I expect that trend to continue, and they're going to be down year over year as the years go by, especially with China keeps innovating and putting out new models, better technology, as we see with Envoy coming out, Firefly, the 7-seater. So BYD also sold a record 342,383 new vehicles in July, up 30.60%. But I expect us to even overtake BYD as time go by. And a lot of you guys are probably saying, well, that's impossible. Look at how many cars they're putting out. You see, just like all of the other EV companies who don't accept battery as a service, people are going to realize when their neighbors buy a NIO and they go over and take a look at it and find out all of the features, especially battery swapping, where they don't have to wait in the rain, the freezing snow, they're going to switch over. Xiaomi saw insurance registration of 3,800 vehicles last week, continuing to sit near its single-week record high, albeit down 2.56% from the previous week of 3,900 units. But I don't underestimate Xiaomi, and I expect them to join our business model as time goes by. Zeekr had insurance registration of 4,100 vehicles last week, up 24.24% from 3,300 vehicles the week before. Yes, the same Zeekr that is now following in our footsteps with the humanoid robots, the same Zeekr that joined us with battery as a service. And before, I'm not going to go into the whole article of all the other companies, guys, but before I continue with this video, I want you guys to take a look at this clip and then we shall continue.
You can rearrange your business empire which you own through that little portfolio that you have, you can rearrange that, at a moment's notice with practically no cost. It's a huge advantage, which people turn into a disadvantage. There is nothing about the price action of the stock that tells you whether you should keep owning. What tells you whether you should keep owning it is what you expect the company to do in the future versus the price at which it's selling now, compared to the other opportunities of businesses that you think you know equally well, and make that same comparison. And that's all there is to owning stocks.
Hi guys, welcome back. So I hope you enjoyed that little clip to just remind you of the type of mindset and the right orientation we must have in order to make money in the stock market. That is the great Warren Buffett. Institutional investors has recently modified their holdings of the company in NIO. Whilst a lot of people were panicking yet again yesterday and selling off at a time when you should be buying because stocks are on sale, institutional investors have recently modified their holdings of NIO. HSBC Holdings PLC lifted its position in shares of NIO by 238.6% in the fourth quarter. HSBC Holding PLC now owns 7,062,460 shares of the company stock valued at $64,070,000. So sometimes when we see aftermarket, the stock spike dramatically and then come back down, and we're wondering why. It's because of big sales like this, when these corporations come in and buy. Excuse me, guys. After acquiring another 64,070 and acquiring an additional 4,976,000 shares in the last quarter, Electron Capital Partners LLC lifted its position in NIO by 5.6% during the fourth quarter. Electron Capital Partners LLC now owns 4,429,960 shares of the company stock worth $40,180,000 after buying an additional 235,521 shares in the last quarter. Canada, yes, Canada Life Insurance Company lifted its position in NIO by 28.2% during the first quarter of this year. Canada Life Insurance Company now owns 2,431,771 shares of NIO stock worth $10,950,000 after buying an additional 535,400 shares in the last quarter. Mirae Asset Global Investment Company lifted its position in NIO by 23.4% during the first quarter. Mirae Asset Global Investment Company now owns 2,317,758 shares of the company stock worth $10,430,000 after buying an additional 439,474 shares in the last quarter. And finally, SG American Security LLC lifted its position in NIO by 64.6% during the first quarter. SG America's Security LLC now owns 1,895,544 shares of the company stock worth $8,530,000 after buying an additional 744,000 shares in the last quarter. 48.55% of NIO stock is currently owned by hedge funds and other institutional investors. So whilst the uneducated investor panic and flee, like my subscribers, I keep buying because I understand the way the game is played now. So I hope you guys found this video on a Tuesday morning to be informational, inspirational, and motivational. If so, guys, do not forget to hit that thumbs up. It takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing, and it will help share awareness to NIO throughout the stock market. If you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we are finally waking up the middle class to get a big piece of the pie. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.